Raised by a noble wolf pack and mentored by a wise panther called Bagheera, Mogwai enjoyed the rich, vibrant world of the animals, and while at times it is clear he doesn't quite fit in, he could never imagine leaving it. But when the vengeful tiger makes a vow to remove the man cub from the jungle, Mogwai world is turned upside down. With help from his new friends, Baloo the bear, Mogwai finds himself on a journey to protect his animal family and himself, a journey that could change things forever. With the man cub be able to find his place in the jungle. The chase. The man cub, he scuttled over the jungle back, grabbing branch and blunders and hurtling himself forward, moving so quickly he was closer to falling, always just catching himself with his next footfall. Mogwai picked up his pace, barely breathing, his body like the river, moving, bending, twisting, but never breaking, surging between trees and over earth, rushing from one moment to the next. He pushed himself faster and faster, the leaves whipping at his face and arms. The boy was 12, or close to that as any one could figure, and his body was lean and muscular, brown as the back of a banyan tree and hairless as the crocodile, safe for a tuft of unruly black hair atop his head. He could lived in the jungle all his
life,
as it showed as he moved like a native animal through the trees. He leapt and tugged his body, flipping into the high branch, then heard sudden movements behind him. Instantly, he leapt off the edge of a great thick tree branch and volleyed from the jungle canopy. Mogwai landed in the moist of a pack of young wolves and moved on all fours as the others did. They snapped at him as they sprinted together, then recognized themselves around Mogwai and ran in a pack, breathing as one, each footfall beating the earth. The music of the hunt, the song of the jungle. For an instant, they were a single beast. From behind the shadow of their pursuer, gained ground, and the wolves rushed forward, pushing ahead of the man cub behind them. The cat never faltered, never slowed, its greater muscular body built for the hunt. Mogwai strengthened his resolve, putting them more into ever lunge, but the wolves were leaving him behind. They were faster, their shorter legs more powerful than Mogwai. The creature tracking him was closer, the gap. Mogwai couldn't look back. He knew he only hoped was to think differently. He could never outrun such a large cat, but maybe he could outthink it, or better yet, outclimb it. Mogwai reached out and grabbed vines as he ran past a large belled tree his momentum swinging from high enough to scramble into the tree's head of branches. There was a moment his situation in Mogwai's step. He moved along the trees as if born to it, narrowly avoiding catastrophic with a simple pivot of his toe or a duck of his dark shaggy-haired head. Then he was flying again, feet landing, belonging to either earth nor the heavens, before landing on the next outreached limb, which cried out with a terrible crack. The branch beneath him tore away from the tree, falling, and Mogwai fell with it. The earth spanked Mogwai, the impact of his landing rang through his limbs. He could hear the predator crashing through the foliage. He tried to run, but it was too late. The cat pounced and was on the man cub in an instant, pinning him to the cold, dark earth, face close enough to smell his breath. Then he spoke. You must be very worst wolf I've ever seen. Mogwai pushed the panther off, irritated that Bagheera had caught him once again. Yeah, but that branch didn't break. I would have made it, protested Mogwai. Bagheera clawed the belly of the tree, scratching his back, then sat on his hind legs and panted down, his fur in place that he had been ruffled during their exercise. The great cat was all muscle and reflex, black as night and angle as any creature in the jungle. If he was tracking you after dark, you'd see only the glow of his yellow eyes, if you saw anything at all. Wolves do not hide in trees, said Bagheera. If you want to live with the wolves, you must live the wolf way. Suddenly the jungle cried out, yips and calls hidden towards them, as a young wolf finally circled back to Mogwai and Bagheera. Mogwai lit up as he joined his family, batting and powing as the another mouthing at another with safe open jaws. How do we do, Bagheera? Asked one of the youngest. Well, Bagheera began, but already the cubs had lost interest. Let's go, barked another. Then they all abruptly broke into a run. Mogwai followed them. As fast as he was able, he could keep up. But for how long? The big panther sighed, watching the man cub trail away into the jungle. Such a trail for Bagheera. The strange tale of the man cub called Mogwai. Bagheera took his worries from him as he padded after his change, his responsibilities, his man cub, speaking aloud to the forest around him. If only the wolf pack needed that man cub as much as he needed them.